Hey all, welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a live stream in this case. As you see in the title, it's more of basically I'm going to do a comparison between ChatGPT, Bing AI, ChatGPT, GPT-3, not GPT-4. I haven't paid for it, the ChatGPT version, and Bard, which is the experimental phase, and also Bing AI. Just doing a comparison. I did a video about this earlier. I'm just going to do a little bit more. That time I just did something very quickly that was unrealistic to what people probably using right now. In this case, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something which I think would be interesting to see how they generate, not how they generate, but more of how it would create a sort of realistic resume for. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I actually found the chat button um, for. Okay, never mind. I wonder why that is. I actually found the chat button for OBS to see the chats, but it looks like I won't be able to see the chats for some reason. I don't know why, but okay. It's kind of odd in that situation. But in any case, I guess if you are going to try to live chat me, it'd be hard to do. I won't be able to see it because I am using OBS. But one of the things is I will be basically using. Actually, I will be. I will read all my. Um, I will read all of the. Sorry, all of the comments that will be on that you post after this has ended. Basically, out of curiosity, let me see. Okay, that's interesting. I'm sorry, I'm trying to show it. Okay, there it is. All right. Anyways, like I said, I'm going to do something realistic in this case, where I'm going to try to have each of the three AI platforms, frameworks, create me basically a resume, at least something for, I guess, as a software engineer more than anything else. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use data architecture. What my expertise is was as a data architect, and I'm going to create something where I'm going to have it basically try to create me a resume for a data architect. So let's get to it. All right, so I'm on ChatGPT as we see right now. That's the first one. Create me a resume for a lead data architect. Include or resume for lead data. Include designing and developing highly scalable data infrastructure in the cloud utilizing RDBMSs and NoSQL data stores and handling over 1 petabyte of data. Also include creating data pipelines and workflows that scale utilizing Kubernetes and Docker with what can I say? Utilizing what? With Airflow. Also include Snowflake, Databricks, Synapse, and Redshift. Let's see what it comes up with. Again, if you are sending messages, I don't see it in real time, unfortunately. I would love to have seen them in real time, and then actually whatever you want, I would actually throw it into each one of these and see what it would come back with. Let's see. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, it's starting off with contact stuff and all that stuff. LinkedIn. Highly experienced lead data architect with over 10 years experience designing and developing highly scalable. Actually, I never bothered to put the user experience. Utilizing RDBMSs and NoSQL data stores. Skilled handling over 1 petabyte of data and creating fascinating. Wow. Okay, so it's including AWS, GCP, and Azure relation database systems. PostgreSQL. Okay, it actually has that. It's actually missing SQL Server. MongoDB, Cassandra, DynamoDB. I do have that. It's missing Cosmos and such. ETL, ELT processes. Yeah, it's true. Data modeling, data warehousing. Of course, it's in. Talent. I've done Apache, NiFi. Yes. Informatica. It's so long ago. I don't know who uses it. Airflow, Snowflake, Databricks, Synapse, Redshift. Professional experience, lead data architect, ABC Company, January 2020 to present. Okay, design and develop highly scalable data infrastructure in the utilizing AWS, GCP, and Azure. Handle over 1 petabyte of data, designing and implementing data storage solutions using both RDBMS and NoSQL data stores. Okay, it's taking that. I should have probably added more stuff to it, maybe. Kubernetes and see, I thought it would be using Snowflake and Databricks at this point too. Okay. Oh, network error. Interesting. All right, let's regenerate the response again. While that's going, let's do this also in Bard. This came out a little quickly, but it's similar to what they came out with. Let's see what the other drafts show. So it goes from data architect to lead data architect. Oh, okay. It's including Hadoop, Spark, and Hive with the visualization of Tableau and MATLAB. Data engineering, Agile Scrum. Fascinating. Let's see what this one does. Data architecture, blah, blah, blah. It's actually putting the skills above. Lead data architecture as well. Okay. Certificate. Okay, this one's added certifications in this case. Let's see what this one has done. Okay. So this has gone the same route too as Bard, basically, interestingly enough. But it also put me with. So I didn't add these. I didn't add these parameters, but it decided to put it on its own. Let's see what BingAI does. Now I'm going to do a well more balanced approach. I mean, I should do precise, but I think it's going to ask more at that point. But meanwhile, let's go back to Bard for a second. Again, Bard also is adding some parameters as well. So it's still adding some parameters or a particular resume, basically, and like going forward with that and adding some other parameters which were not included, not in draft one, but in draft two, uh, giving me some education, which I didn't think I was going to have. Like in that case, I don't have a master's. I'll be honest. Here, ChatGPT also gave me a master's. I think I might have to like add in the resume at this point. This is more of a case of just me trying to figure out what it is. Okay, this is Bing AI, of course. So it's similar to ChatGPT 3. Okay, interesting. The only difference is this one's giving me a TGOAF on ChatGPT. This one in Bing, it's giving me a Microsoft certified Azure Solutions Architect as well as AWS certified solution architect, but not GCP, which is funny enough. Not that many bullet points. Okay, so it's interesting to the fact that it's showing some aspects of pieces of the data that are, from an aspect, it sounds like basically more of a case where, oops, sorry. I'm going to add myself back into the picture for a second here. It's really interesting the fact that, like, it, without giving it so many parameters, just enough with the skill sets basically and some of the tools that I worked with. I think if I got a little bit more elaborate, I think this would have been interesting to see. Now, of course, as I said, basically, this is one of those things. I'm doing live streaming it basically. More than anything else, it's more of a case where I think this is something where Bard. Again, all of this is all still relatively new. This is all still maturing. Give it some time. I think it'll become much more refined, as well as the fact that I haven't really refined it by adding in more parameters. I should be adding more parameters and see what it comes up with. Chances are, it looks like Bing AI and ChatGPT are coming in similar aspects. Bard, it seems like more of a case where you'll see that it added other pieces which weren't there. But if I put in those pieces of certifications as well as like my education as such, and like some of the things I'd done with it and what I'm doing, it might have added that into that, added that into the output basically. But with the bare minimum, I was kind of curious to see what it would show, and this is what we see basically, which is really, really funny at that point. The one difference is like, at least with Bard, it gives you like 3 different drafts. This one actually, again, it gave me Kubernetes certified administrator, which I'm like, whoa, okay, and as well as certified data engineer and a certified data architect. I'm not sure where those certifications come from, but the real interesting part is it's giving me a master's of computer science at Berkeley and a bachelor's from Stanford. So it looks like it's definitely, of course, in this aspect of how it's being applied. What it's doing is, of course, looking at relatively quick searches online, looking at most likely sample resumes, and then just grabbing that and correlating that and compiling that into this list at that point as well. So that's the one thing that everyone's got to remember basically. It's not a case where it's truly intuitive enough that it will create a brand new type of resume. I think it's using templates from other sites and such, and then compiling that and putting that to play. I mean, honestly, a lot of people are following those aspects of a format that they've done in the past or other people that have done, and then sort of kind of took the best of and tried to copy that part, or to following the template of some other people that have done at that point, or sometimes in some cases gotten some resourceful resources as far as some feedback and critiques on the resume, and like they went in and refined it at that, and then hence posting it up there. I mean, there's other cases of like these services that are putting it up there as well too, and like this is in this situation, it's probably pulling that information as well too in each of these 3 environments and trying to look at that from that perspective. The other one thing I got to say though is I was a little caught off guard to the aspect of like this being so relatively more precise and adding more stuff that I didn't have it add is interesting in and of it's interesting basically, put it that way. So from that, I'll just leave it at that. Again, this is for those that don't have access to Bard, don't have access to ChatGPT, which you should be able to have, or Bing AI because they're still in the beta. Please feel free to put into the comment what you want to show or see. I'll gladly put that in into there and record it for you guys and show you what it might be. Of course, mind you, I'll say this: it can't be something nefarious or inappropriate. This has got to be something more appropriate and family friendly. I'm trying to keep it a little bit family friendly, at least with this channel, and all my videos. If you've seen, very rare will I go in and like start cursing off or something like that. But with that, like I said, if you do have something, please put it in the comment section. I will try to post it. If you want to see something else and you don't have access, but you want to see something, go ahead and do it. I don't have the actual backend algorithms as what each one have, but it's really interesting to see what they do. Actually, you know what? I will try one more thing, basically. Let's try one more thing. Reset chat on Bard. Bing AI, let's sweep that off. Oops. Write me a work plan for developing a business intelligence platform and infrastructure. Include BI visualization tools and reporting, dashboards with measured KPIs and recommended data platforms and infrastructure to use. Also include number of engineers to develop platform and required scope. It's a little, I know it's not clean, honestly, but let's see what it comes up with. This is Bing, of course. Let's see what Bing comes up with first. All right, let's see what Bart comes up with out of curiosity. It should probably come up with the same thing. And I would assume ChatGPT is probably going to do the exact same thing as well too. Okay. This is basically giving it high, like, all right, what to create. It's not telling you, it's not creating it for you, a business work plan or work plan aspect, but it's giving the points of what you should include in there. Wow. Okay. This one's actually said, ChatGPT's actually said 5 to 10 ninjas should be enough. Planning, the development, and then the maintenance part. Tableau, Power BI, Click Sensor, MicroStrategy. This is Bard, surprisingly enough. The following data platforms are going to be used. Oh, it actually gave me a budget. Now, I didn't say for a budget, but it did give a budget in this case. A few engineers, timeline of 6 months, which is surprisingly enough. Whereas this one with Bing AI, it hasn't really given you that much information, which is surprising. So as you see here, basically, Bard has given you some information, some tools to use, whereas ChatGPT is not going to be specific with any of the tools, but it's giving you key points of what you should include and how you should build and write your work plan at that point. But it actually does say that a team of 5 to 10 engineers should be enough, which is surprising. Whereas Bing AI does not say that. It's giving you some points as well too, but not entire full-on pointers or an outline of what you should do. It's just giving you bullet points of some of the things that are needed to include in it, but it didn't give you an outline. And then it also saying as far as like approval, structure of staff, BI team, it hasn't given that part, which is a surprising factor. But with that, honestly, you've seen how Bard and ChatGPT, GPT-3, and Bing's GPT-4 version works. Please let me know what you think. Again, if you need something that you want me to enter into one of these things and you want to see it live, I will live it with you guys, or I will basically put it on a video and then record it and then send it out to you guys. Of course, it will be unedited. It's always unfiltered, of course, and definitely unrehearsed, as you saw right now. But with that, you tell me what you want. Again, please leave in the comment section. Unfortunately, I can't show it live, but that's pretty much it. And then also, by the way, unfortunately, like I said, OBS does not show me the chat. So if you are putting something there, I don't see it, unfortunately. And also with it, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and let me know. And again, I'm going to go more and more with this channel, talking a little bit more about tech stuff, maybe doing a little bit more reviews. There was one person basically where when I reviewed Snowflake, Redshift, and Databricks, and Synapse, sorry. They were talking like some of the ETL tool use cases, and I think I'll be putting that in place as well too. I'll make sure to do that somewhere down the line. I'll probably not this month, but probably next month, somewhere in April. I just got to get a little bit more specific because there are a lot of ETL tools out there, and like some of the use cases for each one that best fits it. Some people will say Talent, some people will say Informatica, some will say basically, oh, what about Spark? Spark does work as an ETL tool as well too, which is built into Synapse as well as into Databricks and whatnot, and like some other perspectives as well too. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Also, like or dislike, it's up to you. But again, as I mentioned, I do read my comments. If you want me to put something on there that you don't have access to with Bard or any of these others, I will try to. I will put it in there and record it for you and show you what the outputs are. Too. Also, if you have any feedback, please leave me some feedback as well too. I am open to critiques. I don't worry. I won't take it personally. A good, any critique is a good critique to make myself better and to make it much more worthwhile for you guys as well too. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited,